Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So it is the 1st of March, so it's Stamp Around UK, and our theme is spring. So I've made a sort of a sunny card because we get some sunshine in spring. That's what my thoughts were. This was made out of some celebration paper, which I'd like vintaged up a bit. It's going to be crisper today, but I have used the desert details suite in this. So to make the sun rays, I used this handy dandy die. I looked at it and I thought, oh, I could make something out of that, and I did. And I used the die in the background as well to create more rays in the background. And when you cut this out, the bit that's left looks like this, and I thought that was cool. So yeah, and the sentiment comes from the stamp set, sending warm rays your way, which is what we hope at spring, that we'll get some warm rays. So that's the stamp set, that's the die set. Got these little gold faceted adhesive sequins. They come in different shapes and sizes, so I just put a couple on there. There is some ribbon in the suite as well. I haven't used it on this card, but there is some nice velvet ribbon as well, and paper. So you get 2 sheets of each paper. I think I'm going to use this today. Then we have this nice one there, nice bright Cajun craze there. I love this one, so vintage. I got ideas. Love that side too. I wish these were on 2 different sheets actually, because there's some others that I'm not so keen on. So yeah, quite like that. That's one I'm not so keen on, so I could have happily had that on the other side and the other side on a different one. Likewise that one. Oh, that might look a nice sun actually. Your way of using it, I like that because it's a bit vintagey. And then there's that. So yeah, what's on the other side of this one? I quite like that as well. Oh, you know, I made the decision that I was going with that one, and now I'm thinking, no, I will go with that one. So the colours in this paper are Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Grey Granite, Pale Papaya, Petal Pink, and Soft Succulent. So in here we have our Pale Papaya, Petal Pink, and there's a bit of Cajun Craze coming out there, giving out sort of rich, warm sort of feel. So yeah, I'm going to go for that. I've already cut into one of the other sheets, so we'll stick with that sheet that I have already used. So for this I cut 6 and put them together. I think I might do 8. I might just push the boat out and go for 8. So I kind of just laid them on to get the best possible amount out. So that is what I'm going to do here. So I'm just gonna, I won't bore you by letting you watch me die cut these all out, but yeah, so I kind of put them around. Yeah, I usually get 8 out of this, and they'll be nice rays. I think I might go that way and go from that to that way. Yeah, so we'll get them cut out. The other thing is the card blank. So I've made a square. Oh, that was it. I cut the strip off, and then what was left on the other side is what I used on that. So that's this nice border die. That gives you your nice strip. So I'll cut a bit of that off. And then, yes, for the card base, so I've got very vanilla cardstock here. And move those out of the way. Cleared my desk, so I have a nice clear space to the side of me. I emptied a few boxes, a few drawers rather, made some paper storage out of some boxes so that I would have places to put things that would normally be on my desk are now in drawers. Right, now, so for us in the UK and other places that use A4 paper, if you cut it at like 5, just shy of 5 7/8, and then score it at just shy of 5 7/8, you get yourself a square card. If you are using letter size, then you would trim it off at 5.5 because yours is 11. So you would have 5.5 inch square, whereas we have just shy of 6 inch square, so it's 5 7/8 inch square. So that's how I got my square card. And then I did a few tram lines to give it some detail. I thought it was a tad boring, so I put in some score lines. So came in there, at 1/4, and then 3/8, swizzle round, come in at 1/4 and 3/8, and then it's harder this way. No, impossible actually. So lining that up there so it's on the 6th, and come in 1/4 and then go over 1. That is the way to do it. So lining that up on there so I can score 1/4 in and then another one. So that's how I got my nice frame on there. And then I did some nice sort of sun rays. So I think I'm going to go for pale papaya. It's not one I've used much, and I haven't got, I think this one is okay, isn't it? Yeah, I think that was the one I could use. We now sell smaller brushes, but I haven't got any. So all I did was, let me get so I had that poking out like so, and I just sort of held it and then that gave you, so I did going out to the 4 corners, so So you've got a bit like sun rays. Just wanted the background to have a little something that sort of gave that sort of look of the sun. That was what I was going for. I did look at the masks we've got. They didn't speak to me, so I went for this. I was gonna create a stencil with it, and then I just thought, oh, let's just use the actual die. I was just throwing together some ideas, and I'm doing a inspiration station at a team retreat. So this is a little sneak peek. So anybody watching this that's going to be at the team retreat, there's some team in this blog hop, video hop, and you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek. I wasn't going to show any of my projects until after the event, but when I made this, I just thought, oh, it's just perfect for the theme. So and it doesn't matter that there's a little bit of overlap and what have you in the middle, because that's going to get covered up. So that's my background, and so now what I'm going to do is give this a clean, because I don't want to transfer any colour. So clean that off. Double check that none went on the other side. There we go. Let's clean my fingers a bit. I put some alcohol on this cloth before I came on, so I cleaned my desk. So there's that. I think whilst we've got the ink out, I'm gonna get a little scrap of vanilla. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I thought I already had it on a block, clearly not. There we go. There we go. That's my sentiment all ready to do with laters. So what we need is to do the die cutting, and I also die cut the smallest scallop circle to be the center. So I think I might take it from there to be the center of the sun. So I'm going to get all this die cutting done. Okay, so that is all the die cuts done, and you can see not a lot left of that strip, and I've kept the innards just because that's what I do. That's what I do. So I realised as I was doing it and I was sort of laying it out that the colour is much more sort of yellowy orange behind as opposed to the colour of the DSP, and I was just sort of thinking that it might have worked better with this one than with that one. It's a better colour match. So I thought I can either do some ink blending to get the colour a little bit more like the colour of the DSP, or I do it again. So that's so saffron, Jez. I thought it was petal pink. Petal pink's above it, but it's so faded. Right, so I am gonna see. We had the most amazing sunset last night. It was incredible, and that is the sort of effect I want to go for. Right, so petal pink is a really light colour. So let's just see what happens. So just want to just add a little bit. I think the clips of coral might give us a bit more, but I can see that colour changing. I don't know if that's coming out obvious on camera, but definitely adding a bit of the peachy glow to it. Which is looking a little bit more like that. Might not need the clips of coral. This just might do it on its own. I keep going round and round and round in a circle. I think you can see the circle forming there. And that's looking a tad better. And I think what I'm going to do where I've still got some very vanilla there, trying to get some of this petal pink on those corners. Because I do think clips of coral might be a little bit too dark. We'll see. So I do love playing with ink. I have been experimenting with some mixed media last week and I loved it. Love getting inky and messy. Okay, I am going to try a bit of clips of coral now. It's a darker colour than that, so sticking it in that was okay. Where's that bit of paper gone? There we go. Yeah, that's the colour there, isn't it? That's the colour there. So stick a bit of that on it. And that is the colour of the sky we had last night. It was incredible. I should have went out and took a picture. But other people did locally, posted them on Facebook. It was lovely. So I think that's looking better. That's the background now. It's looking, yes, less yellow. That's working a whole lot better. I am thinking always dangerous, but just stick in a bit more of that on the lighter ones. Just so they stand out. See, and you could, if you're looking here, I could have cut one of these out in a bit of thicker card, and that could have been my stencil that I could have had around the edge of the card. What I did was I took my bone folder and I gave the rays a bit of a curl so that they weren't flat, just to give some life and movement to the card. There we go. Kind of just move that to one side, and then put some glue on the back. I'm sure I filled this up the other day. This is Tombow, so gonna do for it, going over that middle again. So I'm doing like a cross shape like that. I like that. It's giving me other ideas, that is. And then we'll go on that a bit more. It's when you get very sticky, and then I'm going in the gaps. So I only did 6 on the last one, and I did think afterwards that 8 would have been better. Now I've got to peel myself off the back. There we go. So now we've got our sun to sit on the top of a card, like so. So I'm going to put glue all around the centre, and I'm just going to put the few dots around on some of these rays so they'll stick down, so it's not all standing out. And then I'm just going to get a dry wipe. I found some dried out facial wipes, or just wet wipes. I thought, oh, they'll do. There we go. And then let's take our sentiment and decide. Oh, I think we're all right with pale papaya. I think we're all right. So just gonna cut that. Kind of like to do a bit of a diagonal. There we go. And then I think needs to come in a little bit there. And then where I cut this, you've got this sort of serrated bit, but that bit there. So let's cut that off. Just thought it was a nice decorative bit. I'm hoping the one bit will work. If I cut that ever so slightly there. Will half of it be enough? Now I'm going to have to cut it. I'm going to have to cut it a second time. That's okay. So just doing that bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the edge here. I just like the look of it. A little bit of something different. Oh, I could leave it like that. I could cut another one. I think we'll cut another one. And then we've got that. And that fits lovely on the inside as well. So I'll get that stuck down. Just to give a little bit of interest on the inside of the card as well. So I might just it's the bit that's left over is what we're actually interested in. So I might just cut it along there. So I'm going to get that cut out. And there we have it, cut out. So I'll just glue that bit down. And then we'll be nearly done. So all the other blog hop people taking part in the video hop, not the blog hop, will be listed down below. So do go and check them out. I've got this. And yeah, and go and share some crafty love with them. Subscribe to those you aren't subscribed to. Leave them a like, leave them a comment, that'd be lovely. Do the same for me, please. It does help our channels. Any interaction helps. There we go. So I'm going to pop that up on a bit of some dimensionals, not my wee ones. There we are, my big ones. I need to remember that I am putting some sequins on. There we go. I'm going to get my tweezers because they help me see where it wants to go. I think we're going to put it across there. Are we straight? Yeah. And then we'll get my sequins. There they are. So we've got to, oh, they've got little moon shaped ones. Not that I want to use moon shaped ones today, thank you. So I'll stick one down there. And I'll put 2 up there. There we go. That is a spring. Spring is in the air. Little card. Did think of snowdrops and bluebells, but you got this sun instead. So that was the original one I made. Actually, a little bit of a vintage touch that to it, and then that one. So do go and pop around and see everybody else. Links to my shop down below if you wish to buy anything, and I'll be with you all again very, very soon. Okay, bye for now.